if we had a link for some Collins glasses in the shop on savortheburn.com, I would probably order some from it. So what we have here tonight is a horse feather, the classic horse feather. It's got Kansas City whiskey from West Bottoms Whiskey Company. It's got some ginger beer. What ginger beer did you use?
The Hy-Vee down the street has been out of the reeds. I almost messaged you earlier today. I was like, do you have any reeds?
Actually, I do. I have one bottle in my fridge. I could have brought it.
That's all right.
So this is Gosling's ginger beer.
Gosling's.
So ginger beer is better than ginger ale, in my opinion.
Yes, absolutely. Also very different. Different type of drink. Yeah, I enjoy the ginger beer.
Yeah.
The Gosling's it's a really good ginger beer. It's not the extra spicy that Reed's is.
All right. Okay.
Which Reed's actually, I mean, they label theirs as extra spicy. So.
And that's why I love it. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of anything called extra spicy because I got like a delicate palate that burns easily. Jalapenos are so spicy. But the
No ghost peppers?
no, not for me.
Num, num, num.
I have yet to even experience those in a
North
delicate
Carolina
way.
Reaper?
So no, sir. No, I grow them in my garden, but I haven't eaten them. No, I would like to know. I would like to know what they taste like, but I don't want to experience that heat.
We can maybe do that here on the show too.
God bless America. I don't want to die.
I will.
I don't want to die in the Savor the Burn studios.
I love them.
Yeah. So I'll be howling at into the night like your poor cat Ozzy does. Poor Ozzy. So what else we got in here? We got the whiskey, the ginger beer.
It's the West Bottom Whiskey Company whiskey, Kansas City whiskey. It's ginger beer, and then it's topped with some Angostura bitters, aromatic bitters, a couple thin slices of lemon down in the glass, and then a nice little wedge propped up on top.
You only gave it a slight twist. You were not aggressive with that twist when you put it up there on the top. So I'm definitely looking forward to trying this out. One more, both of our coasters.
Cheers.
Did that shit again. That is mighty fine.
Oh man,
mighty fine. I mean that's a really good cocktail.
I don't remember a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago or so, and I don't remember if it was a Saturday or maybe it was a Sunday that we didn't have band practice. I went through a 6-pack of ginger beer.
It's easy.
Just one horse feather after the other.
Different variations.
I think I did a couple variations, but for the most part, no. What I was alluding to earlier that I wanted to get back to is I've always made my horse feather where I have put the whiskey in the glass, put my bitters in the glass, filled it with my ice. I like mine, if I'm doing the Collins glasses, I like doing the crushed ice versus whole cube. So I'll fill it with the crushed ice, and then I'll put my ginger beer on top of it, give it a little bit of a stir, add my lemon slices down in there, and then the wedge on the top of it. Doing a little bit of reading and comparing and just looking at all the different recipes I could find for a horse feather. The thing that apparently I've overlooked all this time is making a horse feather. You are supposed to start with your glass of ice, add your whiskey, add your ginger beer. I added my lemon slices, my thin lemon slices down into the glass like I like to. I like to do one on each side, just kind of offset a little bit. It's for garnish purpose because it's a nice fancy looking glass, but because it's down in the glass, it's also getting some of that lemon juice in the drink itself. But the thing that I have always missed all this time that I did not realize is the last thing you're supposed to do is put your bitters on top.
On the top.
And then lightly stir the top of it just to mix it in. But that is what gives you that nice gradation of brown orange on top down to your lemon pale yellow color of the rest of the
And
cocktail.
I've only used lime in my horse feathers. You can either use lemon or lime in your horse feathers, and I've always just used lime because I like it. Not that I don't like lemon, but I'm always looking for an excuse to use lime. Mm-hmm. So I think I'm going to have to go back and make some more horse feathers, but use lemon instead, because I think the lemon pairs better with the ginger beer, unless you're eating tacos.
I agree. Yep.
Because it seems like anytime I'm having tacos, I got to make a horse feather, and I'm using lime, and I'm not regretting it at all. They work so well together. But
I have also since
this is good, really good.
Since birthday weekend, where I added the canopy to the deck out on our back deck with all the patio furniture and all that. I've also found myself sitting out there with one of these horse feathers, just enjoying the outside.
And it's cooling off. It's being a little less humid, and it's being oh so nice to us, this weather lately.
It's very...
After the brutal summer we had. I mean, there for a little bit.
Very soon, it's going to just kind of slide right on into fire pit weather. And even though we have a very established kind of a place where we record down here with our mic stands and all that, we can be very portable.
Yeah.
And as this weather cools off, I am looking forward to maybe just taking this out on the back deck. And what's nice about inside here is this aspect of it where we're making cocktails. It's a little bit more convenient doing the cocktails inside, because then I can have everything kind of prepped and ready to go. But if we have a night where we're maybe just trying some things neat, there's no reason why we just can't take this on outside.
And your kitchen's not too far away from your your
there's
back
that.
porch,
There's that too.
your deck. So. And it is a mighty fine deck. It's a very sturdy deck. Lots of good wood. It can handle a lot of people at one time.
Yes, 22 people.
22 people.
We had 22. We had 22 people over.
That's a lot of people for one deck. That's a really strong deck you got there. I'd be proud of that. Must be a Wilkes family thing.
Light up the fire pit.
So,
this might be.
Yeah.
This might just be one of my absolute favorite cocktails.
It's so light.
It's
refreshing.
simple.
It's tasty.
It's
simple.
Katie, it's refreshing.
Does she hate that word?
No, but
okay.
she commented on our YouTube. I need to go back and re-listen to it, because I don't remember saying refreshing a lot, but apparently I said refreshing more than once during that episode, and she commented on it.
Oh, dear. Well, damn it, it is refreshing.
It's a refreshing cocktail.
Refreshing. And it looks great with the bitters up on the top, working its way down through it. I'd say on the nose, I'm just going to go right into the rating.
Yeah,
on
let's
the nose,
do it.
I gave it a 4. I don't know why I wouldn't give it a 5. Everything was a light kind of...
Gave it a what?
I gave it a 4 on the nose,
Okay.
because it wasn't, nothing really jumped out at me, but I could smell everything. I could smell the whiskey, I could smell the whiskey, the lemon, the bitters, the ginger. I could smell it all, except for the ice. I couldn't smell the ice. And on the palate, I'd give that a 5, because it fucking rocked the house, as most horse feathers do. It's got everything you smelled on the nose, just like kablamo right there. Finish, same, 5. Presentation, 5. It's in the highball glass with the flutes. It's got little thin strips of the orange running down both sides. It's even got a garnish up on the top. The color gradient from the bitters on top working its way through. The crushed ice even looks good. I mean, most cocktails you don't have crushed ice. If you have a crushed ice in your cocktail, get ready for a watered down piece of shit. But this is not this is not that.
What I feel is really nice about this cocktail is the natural dilution that happens with crushed ice works really well with this cocktail. It does not take away from it. And I don't know, I've just found very similar to a mule. Using crushed ice, I feel like the copper mug of a mule, you put the crushed ice in there, and as you do your little stir on there, that copper mug frosts on the outside because it gets so cold. We're in a glass, so obviously we're not seeing the frosting like you would on a copper mug. But I feel like the crushed ice for this really, really chills it down really quickly. And now that I'm picking it up, and I can feel the frost on the outside of the glass.
I can see it. I can actually see it. Yeah.
So that's part
Yeah,
of the
I
reason
had it
why I've grown to love doing the crushed ice for a horse feather, is because I just feel like the crushed ice really helps promote the chilling of the cocktail in the glass without having to do anything extra.
And if it ends up diluting it too much, I mean that's one good thing that lemon has going for it. It can
Right.
take water and just the tiniest little bit, it can change it and make it decent to where it's not even bad at all. So that puts my overall presentation right at 9.5.
9.5.
So
All right.
I mean, it's not easy for me to go a little overboard, being generous with my my cocktail ratings, and this was no exception.
All right.
I think I went 4 on one thing, but like that's just because nothing really jumped out at me on that particular rating. But yeah, this is really good. No complaints.
Well, I feel like my rating should be a little bit higher than what it came out to.
Would you give it a 6?
No. So on the nose, and I did this just purely in spite of your 4.
Oh,
I gave it a 3 3/4.
oh, okay, all right.
Close, but off a little bit. My palate, I gave it a 4.5. I really enjoyed the palate, but I gave it a 4.5. I don't know why, other than that.
Right.
4.5 is still a great
Damn
great
right.
rating.
Yeah. 4.5 out of 5. Yeah.
So finish was also 4.5, and I've still yet to give one of my own cocktails a 5, so I gave it a 4 3/4
on the presentation.
on the presentation. Yeah.
All right.
I love making a horse feather because I love the element of the thinly sliced whole lemon wheels that I use the bar spoon to push down into the ice.
Right up against the side.
Right up against the side. And I always try to offset them on opposite sides of the glass, one high, one low. So you have a little bit of that contrast and dynamic. And then the half wedge just sitting right on the rim at the very, very top. So my overall came out to 8 3/4.
Not bad at all. Not bad at all.
I'll drink to that.
Hell yeah. I'll even clink to that. Carefully. A careful clink.
You know, and back to these fluted Collins glasses. I've only bought these.
Did I call them highballs earlier?
Highball and Collins are interchangeable.
Okay.
Highball glass, Collins glass, same thing.
Okay.
The company that makes these also makes a old-fashioned glass that's fluted like this, and they also make a coupe that is fluted like this.
I bet that looks really cool.
They're super. It's, you know, instead of the nice curved, shallow bowl, it's a little bit higher ridge and it's a little bit more squared off.
Oh wow, okay.
So it's still the wide glass with the stem like you would have on a typical coupe, but instead of just a nice curve on the bottom of it, it's a little bit more squared off. They're pretty cool looking.
Yeah, maybe all 3 of those should end up in the Savor the Burn shop.
Man, that is just so good. I love the horse feather. You know, and I don't think we talked about it specifically, but again, the horse feather cocktail originated, and I forgot to do the research. Maybe you can fire up that Google machine while I'm mentioning this, but the horse feather cocktail originated in Kansas City. It is considered a Kansas City cocktail. I don't remember who coined or who founded that cocktail, but it definitely is attributed to being a Kansas City cocktail. We paired this with the West Bottom whiskey, Kansas City whiskey, and it is just fantastic.
According to tastingtable.com, horse feather, Rieger and Company popularized their whiskey for the horse feather.
Okay.
However, evidence points to horse feather originating with the nightlife in Lawrence, Kansas.
Yep, I did know that.
And its now defunct Paradise Cafe popularized the drink.
I did know that. Kansas City and Lawrence kind of next to each other. Lawrence is just 45 minutes west of
And as far
Kansas
as
City.
who invented it, according to punchdrink.com, Gary Gaz, G-A-Z, Gaz Reagan, the earliest known mention of the horse feather in any craft cocktail book appears in Gary Gaz Reagan's The Bartender's Bible, published in 1991, where it was dubbed Horse Feathers and called for blended whiskey, ginger ale, and bitters.
There you go. Yeah, and we're going to, before too long, we're going to get into Rieger's. Rieger's is kind of the original distillery here in Kansas City. And actually, when we had our band photo shoot down at West Bottoms, talking with them, they actually were very upfront with mentioning that the Kansas City style whiskey that they were bringing to the market, that Kansas City style whiskey was founded from Rieger's.
Oh, right. They
Rieger's
gave credit where credit was due.
Right. Rieger's is a distillery that went under during Prohibition, and just recently, 2014, had a rebirth and a resurgence, and is become a huge staple in the Kansas City area. And yeah, West Bottoms paying homage and giving the credit to Rieger's, because Rieger's is responsible for coining that Kansas City style, and it sounds like they're also responsible for kind of putting the horse feather cocktail on the map.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure to date we have not tried Rieger's on the podcast.
On the podcast, no, we have not.
So that would definitely be good. Maybe grab a couple different variations of what they have to offer.
Yeah, they've got a couple different
bring
things.
Bring that to the table.
I have a bottle that I got for my birthday of their Bottled in Bond, and I was a little surprised, but I think it's kind of cool. So it's 2014 was their rebirth. That was the year that they reopened their doors, started distilling again. Since 2014, they have only done 2 Bottled in Bond offerings, and I have one of them upstairs. And it's fantastic. 100 proof Kansas City whiskey. It also makes one hell of a horse feather.
Do you have anything else to add about it?
It's a favorite.
It is a favorite.
Yeah, I mean it's so good. I mean, and it's simple. It's pure. It's clean. 3 ingredients: your whiskey, ginger beer, and your aromatic bitters. That's it, with a little bit of a lemon garnish. But I'm adding the lemon. I'm espressing the top wedge from the top, but I'm also putting 2 thinly sliced ones down in the glass. So you're getting a little bit of lemon in there also, but just a very straightforward, simple, easy cocktail. That's wonderful. Yeah, love it.
Huh.
What you got?
Well, I'm looking through the. Sorry, I spaced out there. I was looking through the. Before recording tonight, I posted a picture of both bottles of the Kansas City West Bottoms Original and the Maple Rye, the Maple Cask Finished Rye Whiskey. And I said I'm a big fan of the original West Bottoms Whiskey Company whiskey, but this is the first time I'll be trying the Maple Finished Rye offering. Anyone here had these? Thoughts? And so I'm reading through the comments here. Kobrich, I think it's Kobrich, it's Koebrich, says, very good. I've only tried samples, but loved it every time. Tim says, it is very good. We did the tour for my birthday, which included a tasting. I would definitely recommend. Ben says, that Maple Rye is something else. Big fan. Brian says, I loved the Maple Rye. Benjamin Moore has 3 giant red hearts. Benjamin Moore comes in here later also, so keep that in mind. Dustin says, I was pleasantly surprised. Really enjoyed it. Some maple finishes can be too sweet. This is not. Complements the rye nicely.
That's right on par with what we said.
That's exactly what we said, yeah. Yeah. Jake says, love West Bottoms. Dan says, good juice. And Darren comes in and says, well, I'm on the second bottle of West Bottoms whiskey, 3rd or 4th of the Malbec finished bourbon.
There it is.
That's the one we haven't had. And the first bottle of Maple Rye. Love them all. So it looks like you can't lose if you get some of these whiskeys from West Bottom Whiskey Company. So I said I'd come back to what Benjamin Moore had to say. And Benjamin says, a birdie told me we just dumped the last barrel and may not be bottling it tomorrow. So apparently Benjamin might have the inside scoop as to what's going on with West Bottoms Whiskey Company. That really kind of makes me a little afraid that this
Bye.
this maple Bye, 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 my darling. Nah. That's the Metallica version
Oh,
of
that's
the Danzig.
Die.
Oh, Die.
I said bye.
Right. Weird. Why did I
Well,
take it to
bye,
the Metallica
Die.
cover, the Danzig cover? Anywho, I've been watching a lot of Halloween movies lately, like with Michael Myers. Anyway, so maybe that's why my head's weird. Die, 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 die. His sister screamed as she stabbed him in the face. But yeah, I mean that makes my pucker string tighten up tighter than a snare drum, thinking that this maple finished rye is
Got to get another one.
possibly going to go away.
No.
That really fucking
Well, it's like
that.
that- I
That
mean-
bums me out.
That Malbec offering was a very limited release of it, and before I knew it, yeah, I have not been able to find it. So
That's because
it's a matter of time.
That's because Darren already had three or four fucking bottles of it. Thanks a lot, Darren.
Thanks, Darren.
Yeah, you're lucky I don't say your last name. Now, damn it. But yeah, both of these we've found tonight to be pretty fucking good. So definitely run out there and buy yourself some. And these the ingredients for the horse feather, they're not uncommon at all. You got lemon or lime. You got ginger beer, not ginger ale. You can either go with what we had tonight. It's a Gosling's ginger beer with a seal with a fucking life donut around his head, around his neck. But or you can also get the Reed's extra sharp,
Yeah,
extra spicy,
extra spicy.
spicy.
You can't go wrong with
ginger
that one.
ale, and that stuff is top notch for me. Both actually work great
Yeah.
in this recipe. So don't worry. If you can get one but not the other, don't even worry about it. Just get it and enjoy it. Throw it together. Grab a friend or a few friends
Yeah.
and make this sumbitch happen. And, no matter who they are, where you are, who you're drinking with, always remember, dear listener, to
Keep on burning.